Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm, of course, Bongai, and today we're going to be continuing with our Transport Fever 2 series. Today will be episode 6, which is the final episode to chapter 1. If you're new to the channel, guys, thank you very much for checking the channel out. Always nice to see some new names in the comments. And if, of course, you are returning, then thank you very much for your support, and I'm glad I've done something right. If you do enjoy the video, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. But without further ado, let's jump straight in with chapter 6, which is based in Baghdad. I know that because I've had to record this video a couple of times due to a couple of technical issues, but nevertheless, we got there in the end.
It's the dawning of the 20th century. The major powers of Europe are in the process of divvying up the last fragments of the world map among themselves. At long last, the German Empire wants a place where it can bask in the limelight too. It sees its chance along the Bosporus, where temperamental Sultan Abdul Hamid II rules over a vast territory. Time for the Germans to secure the biggest infrastructure project in all of Asia Minor. The legendary Orient. The kingdom of 1,001 nights, where milk and honey flow. The Baghdad Railroad is the key to the Orient. It will give the German Empire access to valuable resources. The railroad project is going to be financed by Deutsche Bank, a German bank. You're supposed to make sure that nothing fishy goes on site.
Here we are, guys. This is going to be the map we'll be working on at the moment. The game is currently on pause, so while it is, we're going to check out the map and see exactly how big it is and what we may have to do moving forward. We've got a little town here called Adana, which is looking at some sort of food production or delivery. And I can see we've got a line just coming out at the bottom there, which we'll follow over. And that's got a machine store and some sort of, I believe that's silver. It could be stone, but I think it's silver. And we've got a port there also that leads over to here. So we may end up using all this in the future. And if we zoom out there, we've got a road coming down here. We've got another town, Aleppo, which has also got its own platform. My mind went blank there. Platform which shows it's got cargo and possible public transport. And again, also on some sort of food production. Nothing else in this far corner. And then over here, we've got delivery of the machine parts that we've seen earlier on. We've got the oil. And then over here, we've got another little camp of some sort as well. And there's some bizarre looking thing over there. What the hell's that? Okay. And over here, we've got a small quarry and a port of some sort, or loading bay of some sort. As you can also see, guys, we've got this red line here, and I'm just noticing it in the far distance there. And if there's anything to do with like the last episode we did, that would tell me we cannot build within these two red lines. So we've got to keep that in mind when it comes to transporting goods, if we have to transport from both sides of these hills, because that is going to be a long drive regardless, so we'll have to make sure we put plenty of vehicles on when we come to do that bit. Over here also, we've got another town there, Aregli, which also wants some sort of food production, and then we've got Konya, that's exactly the same, with food and possible oil, and it's also got a little train station there as well. And then on top of that, we've got a food factory and 2 farms. So without further ado, guys, we'll jump in and we'll see what our first mission is.
A railroad from Baghdad to Istanbul, brought into being via sound German engineering skill. A bold venture. As long as the project doesn't make a profit, the Sultan has offered to offset any losses with his tax revenues. Needless to say, one is only too glad to help local agriculture increase its earnings. Make sure that grain production develops beneficially. At the same time, it guarantees funding for the Baghdad Railway. Thanks to your logistics support, food production is soon going to gain momentum.
So we need to deliver food to the surrounding cities so that the food factory will expand. So at the moment we're only going at half speed. We need to get to full. So what we could do, guys, we could easily put a road down here and then have it all getting transported by road. But as you can imagine, these, we want to get as much grain out of them as possible over to here. And we've already got this station in place, which would be good to use to get, obviously, deliveries over here. And as this particular town, Eregley, doesn't actually have a station, we'll probably just get that delivered by road because there's not that far to go. But before we do that, it looks like we've got a side mission. So let's check this out.
Your legendary fellow countryman, Kara Ben Nemzi, crosses your path. What a splendid coincidence. Accompany the fearless adventurer and stand by him with advice and support.
Easily done.
Oh no. Sir David Lindsay, your countryman's English travelling companion, has caught the dreaded Aleppo evil. A horrible sore is running riot on his already sizable nose. A desert herb is said to cure it, but the plant can only be found at very specific altitudes.
I was wanting us to collect 3 snakeweed bushes at an altitude between 220 and 230 on this hill, by the looks of it. And if you remember rightly, guys, on the last video we did where we had to get the gems, we had like a blue circle that told us where to look. And the same on Mexico where we had to look for the worms. So we should have a similar thing over here, I would have thought. Just have a quick scan around. I don't see anything standing out at this moment in time. So what we'll do, we'll leave this one on. We'll leave this one. We'll come back once we've got the main mission up and running. So as I was mentioning there, guys, ideally we want to get a station in here and get these two, bringing over as much of the grain as we're going to need, and then we can look at getting these set up for deliveries over in Konya and Eregley. So what I'll do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and skip through, and I'll put the stations in place, and then I'll explain exactly what I've done when we get to that stage. So I'll be back with you in a couple of seconds. So here we are, guys. So I've put the stations in. So just to let you explain what I've done there. Just so you know that the actual station is connecting to the actual factory. You'll see it highlighted white if it's close enough. So we've got that in there. And we've got a nice straight line over to the station here. Now this has actually only got the one platform on, because I don't think we need more than one. And then we've got the same thing again going over to this station. And then we've got one going around here. And again over to the Konya station here. And I've tried my best to make sure that we didn't have to put any tunnels in or any archways or anything in, because that would just cost more money. What I've also done, guys, just to show you what I've done there, is I've gone in here and I've already set up the relevant lines. Now what I tend to do is I put T for train and I put RD for road, just so I can identify them from each place. The only thing I need to do on here now really is if we go into this yellow one, which is this first little farm up to here, we're going to be collecting from Eregley. So what we need to do is go into here, go into loads available and select full. And then we'll put a small delay on of about 30 seconds, just so it doesn't go there and turn around instantly. Now, I'm not saying these times are going to be rock solid, guys. These will be something we mess about with as we go through the game. We're going to do exactly the same with this one up here. And again, we're going to be collecting from Eregley seedlings. So if we go into this top one, and we'll do exactly the same one here. And again, put about 30 seconds in. But bear in mind, on this one, we're actually collecting from Konya and delivering to the Konya cargo up there. So on this occasion, we'll be collecting from the station. And again, we'll put 30 seconds there. What we're going to need to do next, guys, is we're going to put a depot in here, a railway depot, and link these roads up. And then we'll go ahead and get the relevant trains on. But as I mentioned previously, we're also going to be delivering to this town by road. So before we do the actual station, what we'll do is we'll go in. We're going to go in. In fact, what we'll do, we'll put the station in first of all. That way they can be out getting grain while we're messing about doing other stuff. So I'm just going to put this out a little bit further than I normally would, like so. And I'm hoping that we can get this one station connected to all the lines. So if we go like that, that goes in. Not only that, this will help us hopefully when it comes to financing. And then I'm hoping, maybe not on that occasion, get there, hopefully. It seemed to work that way. So we've got it now. So no matter what trains we get on here, we can get them to any of these 3 lines. Right. So as I mentioned, we'll get our cargo in. What I'm going to do first of all, guys, is I'm only going to put the 2 trains on the farm so that we can get some plenty of grain in, so we get a bit of a backlog when it comes to food. So we're not waiting around for it. We'll go into here and we'll look at our vehicles. We've got steam, no electric and no diesel. This runs at 50 kilometers, 40, 60 and 100. I'm looking at the 60 because if you look at the price on the 100, it's 3,704. I think it's actually more than that if I ignore that number, guys. So as you can see there, guys, what I'm looking at doing is going for the 60. We'll buy that one, and then if we go down and make sure we get cargo. Now, if you've never played this before, guys, you need to make sure that you get the right gondola or back box, or you're going to call it there. As you can see, this one at the top there delivers machine parts and food. But the one we want carries grain or silver ore. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 4. And as you can see, we've gone down from excellent to good on our speed. But that should be fair enough for the time being. And I'm going to get 2 of these. And we can always change this up as we go on. And then we'll put 1 onto the yellow line. And we'll put the other one on the red line. Now that we've done that, guys, I'm going to put that on full speed and let them go ahead and collect the grain. Now then, what we'll do while we're letting them go and collect, we need to set up our road line. So we'll go into our buildings. So we need to put a depot in. And again, as I mentioned, if it's connected right, you'll see it white. If I put that in there, not only does it connect to the train station, but also to the actual factory. Let's put that in there. And then we're going to have to put in a bus depot. Now, I just want to see, I want to put a depot there, but it all depends if this is residential. If we go up to here and click on that 3rd icon down, green is residential, blue is commercial, and the yellow is industry. So we can put it in there, it won't be a problem. So let's go ahead and get that in there, hidden away out there. And you'll see why I want to put this here, because I can see us having to put some sort of railway or some sort of carriage in here at some point, no doubt. Now that we've got these 2 connected up, we also need to make sure that we've got a drop-off point, an unload stop over on this town. And as you can see, that's where all the food is getting delivered. And we want to be able to put this slam bang in the middle where we know everything's going to be highlighted and we know it's all going to get delivered. So we're just going to put that down on that side road there. Right. And then what we'll do, we'll go into another lane and we'll create a new lane now. Going from this depot to that depot. Just like that. And again, Upper Konya, we're going to go into there and we're going to go for loads. And again, we're just going to put about 30 seconds on. And like I said before, we'll put RD to say it's a road delivery. We're going to go and call it Convoy Factory because it's like outside the front of the factory. And we're just going to put Eregli, sorry. Like so. And I'm no doubt I'll be spelling that wrong as we go through. Right, let's just see how we're getting on here. And as you can see, they are now starting to fill up with their deliveries. And if we just click on it there, we can see exactly how much they are picking up, which is brilliant. And then again, if we go to this, go to supplies, they are both delivering 100% already. So that's working. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get another state train on here. Now, this is to deliver to Konya, and ideally I could go with this 38 ton, not 38 ton, 57 ton, but I'm actually, on this occasion, I'm just going to go for this one, because it's only delivering smaller amounts, but we need to go back into cargo, we'll get the same, but we're going to be getting the box cart because we're delivering food this time, and we'll go for 4 of these, providing this doesn't go to mediocre. 1, 2, 4. So we'll go with 3 carts because this is the money we've got at the moment, guys. At the moment we're in a deficit, but we'll go with that, and then we're going to put this onto the green line to pick up food and deliver. And as you can see, that is now on its way out to start collecting. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead over onto this garage, and we can start buying some vehicles. We need cargo. Now we could go down the horse route because it's cheaper, but for speed wise, the DMG carriage is much superior, and it carries a multitude of different resources. As it happens, they both do. Well, let's go ahead and we'll only get 3 for the time being. Just for the time being. Like I say, we can always change these up, and we'll stick that bit onto that blue line. And that now means we're going to have collections from both the farms. One going up here to Konya to deliver, and then the one going from here over to the town. So while they are doing this, let's just see if we've got any reserves going out. And you can see they've already started collecting. While they're doing that, guys, we're going to leave that running, and we'll go and check out this side quest we've got to do. Now, as I mentioned, guys, I didn't see anything in particular standing out here in regards to where I should be picking or what I should be picking. I have no idea what it is. These look like tufts of grass. That could be a bush. No idea. I'm guessing it is a bush. Look at the size of that rock. I can't imagine that being a pebble. So what I'll do is we just zoom out a little bit and we go to the contour map. If we look at this, I'm guessing that bottom line there is 100. 10, 20, 30, 40. That's 150. 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. 200, 10, 20, 30. So therefore, we want to be looking across this line here. If I just take this off, so across this line where these 5 bush things are, let's have a look. Nope. I've got one. We have got one there. Go a bit over this way. There's the second one.
Bad luck in spades. The Henry rifle and the double-barreled bear killer have disappeared. Track down Karaben Nemzi's precious weapons and bring them back.
So we know about that, so it's there.
Holy moly! Your faithful companion Haji Halef Omar was taken captive by a savage desert tribe. Rescue him.
We now need to deliver food to the desert tribe for ransom for Haji Halef Omar. So we click on that. And that's that little depot there. So if that's the case, let's just see what we can do here. I was going to put a road going straight across there, but if I can extend this road to there, let's just see how this would work. If it will work. If we can just expand. I'd have preferred if that was a straight line. Let's just cancel that off. Straight from there to there. What I'm looking at is if we can get a depoting of some sort in here, will it work for both of them? Let me just turn that around. That'll work for this one, and it won't work for that one. But if we put it on that junction there, just there, it works for both. And we need to deliver 10 food to that tribe. So, again, what we'll do is go over to here and we'll buy 2 vehicles. Now, these vehicles carry 10 as 5 each as it happens, so we're just going to get the 2. We'll buy them, and then we'll put these straight on to that route. We'll be going from there right the way. No, I pressed the wrong one. Let me just come off there. Need to do that. New line. Go from there. And then we'll just hit that like so. And again, we want to go to here and make sure that is also on full speed. Full collection, sorry. There we go. So they are up and running. And let me just put on there what they are. It just helps later on, guys, when you're looking around and you're trying to figure out what's going on. And we're going to go on your factory and I'll just put camp.
Thanks to your help with the grain harvest, the Sultan is collecting a tidy sum in taxes. And those taxes, in turn, guarantee that you'll be paid. Now the most challenging part of the route lies before you. The Taurus Mountains block the way to Aleppo like the jagged back of some primeval monster. But you've overcome every obstacle so far. Many hands will be needed to conquer this compact but rugged mountain range. The best thing would be to hire enough people on both sides of the mountains.
Right, guys, so what we've done there, we've managed to get the actual food factory up to double speed, so we're getting a lot more food out. So now we need to build railway lines to bring workers from Konya to Eregli and from Aleppo to Adana. Now, as I mentioned, we've already got a station here, guys. All we need to do is put one on here. And if we can get one in this area, then we can take it around the back of that farm and across. So let's just, again, check out where things are laid. And we've got industry and commercial. So whatever we do on this side, we're going to have to put some sort of transport in to allow people to get to the actual train station as well from the residential side of things. Because you can't rely on them just being able to walk everywhere. So we can actually put a line here, which is good. So let's go into here. And we'll need to make sure, guys, that we pick a passenger station. So I'm just going to put that in on there. Just on the end there. And if you haven't played this before, guys, it's M and N to rotate things. And if you're holding shift, it allows you just to slightly change things up and turn things around ever so slightly. We'll drop that in there like so. And before we go any further, guys, I do believe this station over here has only got the one line, and it has. So therefore, what we'll do, we'll upgrade this one. We'll put our new line in like so. We need to put passenger line in there, which is also means we're going to have to put a passenger building in, which will have to go just on the edge there, which means we'll have to knock 2 buildings down, but it is what it is. And then what we'll do is we'll run a line straight across around the back of this farm. And again, I don't want to be making any massive tunnels or bridges, so let's see what we can get here, which it seems to have done. And we should get a tick mark here to say we've done it. And there we go. Now all we need to do is make sure that we can get a train onto this line, which will be easy enough. All we'll do is we'll just put a crossover lane onto there so we can get a line, a train onto there. Right, all we need to do now, guys, is get our trains. However, that is not all we need to do, because we need to make sure that people from all around the map can actually get to the station. So what I'm actually going to do, guys, on both sides, I'll set up a public transport route, and then I'll be straight back and I'll explain to you exactly what I've done. What I've done, guys, at the moment, we've put our depot in here, a little public transport bus stop, as you want to call it there, and our relevant couple of little stations in there. And we've done exactly the same over here. So what I'm actually going to do now is we're going to go into here and we'll buy some more passenger locomotives. And I'm actually going to get, let's have a look, how much is there at the moment? 28. We get 5. Or in fact, we'll go for 3 on this one, and we'll drop them straight onto the line. I've actually set the line up, the Konya public transport. They can be doing that. And then we go over to here. In fact, we're going to use that same depot. Get another 3 of those. And we'll stick them on the Eregli transport when I can find it. There we go. And that is them now up and running. And now we can go ahead and get our locomotive for the actual workers. As it happens, guys, we've only got steam at the moment, and I'm actually going to go for this top one. Again, I'm going to use that for more for production. So we'll go with this. And then we need to make sure we get passenger carriages. I'm going to go for these ones. There's a big difference. However, we've got to look at finances, and it does carry 11 people. And then we're just going to paint the cabins blue, just because we can. And we'll get 4 in. We'll put 3 in and keep the speed at good. Well, I'm only going to go with the 1 carriage for the time being. And if we need to, we can always change it. And we're going to go for that icon of the person and the same there as well. And now we've got to go and do a very similar thing over the other side of the hill. So, as we mentioned before at the beginning of the episode there, guys, we've already got a station down here. But it's actually a cargo station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it there for this moment in time. And we'll upgrade this. So we've actually got a passenger platform as well. Got that there. We are going to need a passenger building, which we'll put on the end. However, we're going to be wanting to bring rails through here. So this road is going to have to go, unfortunately. And that house will possibly go as well, but we're going to leave it in for the time being. So over here, we haven't even put a line in yet. So I was thinking of food a minute ago there. If we go again, go up to here and check out where everything is. We've got industry, residential, and then we've got commercial. So what I'm actually planning on doing, and I'm not saying this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. If we bring this line, this road down a little bit extra, like so, that works well for me. Then what we may be able to do is put an actual station here. So let's have a look at that. And we are wanting a public transport station. We want this one. And let's rotate that around. And what I'm actually tempted to do, guys, is put 2 on this. Just to be on the safe side. Like so. And now we can get a line going straight from here on the outside one straight up to Aleppo. That's okay. That seems to work. But then what we need to do is we need to get our train depot in as well. And I'm thinking we may actually do this out the way for the time being. Like so. And then we can just connect this one straight up to that lane. Very simple. No messing about. And again, we're going to have a similar scenario, guys, where we need to make sure that people can actually get to the stations. So I'm going to fly back through this again and put some stops in as I did previously, and I'll be back with you in a couple of moments. So there we are, guys, and as you can see, we've got our other tick there just to show that we've got the 2 towns linked up. We've now got our public transport links in here, and the same goes to here as well. Now, I wouldn't normally put 2 depots in, but on this occasion I have. All done. So all we need to do now, guys, is get this track up and running. We're going to go for the same setup we did before, which is this one. And then we're going to go for our passenger train, which is this. And I think this time we'll go, I don't know, we'll go pink, just to be different. And I think we had 3. So there we go. And all we've got to do is get this linked to where we need it to go, which is from here to here. And make sure you select the right icon, guys. This is your public transport. That's your cargo. We'll go to there. We'll give these a couple of moments to try and get everything up and running, guys. All we need to do is get some workers. I'd have thought by now we might have got one in here. Let's just have a quick look. Although saying that, I did have it paused. As you can see, not as yet. No workers. Although we may get one here. Who knows? No, we may not. So I'll let that run through.
Work in the mountains is only progressing slowly. Access to the Mediterranean would prove to be extremely useful. A branch line already runs from the port town of Mersin to Adana. It would be advisable to buy it up. Instead of begging for credit from your superiors, you might as well purchase the line all by yourself. That will certainly make an impression back home. You ought to pitch camp on the other side of the Taurus at the branch line's last stop.
Right, guys, so we've got our first passengers on both sides of these hills between towns, so that was all sorted. We still haven't got our full 10 to get this guy back who's being held hostage for food. But now we're getting told to build our headquarters in Adana near the station. If we click onto the account icon there at the bottom, click on headquarters and we click build. And if that's the case, we'll just put it right here. Like so.
Silver has been found in the mountains. This enables you to finance the branch line to the sea using existing funds. Your superiors in Germany will be seriously impressed.
Right, so as we're looking at that, guys, as we were doing that, I noticed this icon appeared, which is a silver mine. which was there a moment ago, but obviously it didn't have any particular icon on it. It could have been stones for all we know. But now we need to deliver 20 ore to our headquarters. So if you look at that, it's literally a straight line across. However, we need to get a station in there if we want to go down that route, which is not a bad thing. Let's go ahead and get a small station put in. I can't imagine there's needing a very big one. So let's go back and making sure that we get cargo this time. We'll now then, looking at this, guys, we've got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4. Got a possible 4 or 5 different routes we could put on here. What I'm actually going to do is we'll just leave it as 2, and that way we can always add more lanes in if we need to. And let's just make sure that is actually going to let me put on there. And again, we can see it's white, so we know it's working in conjunction with that quarry. And we'll drop that in straight there. And I'm just hoping that this is going to allow us to get this in there, because I'm thinking of the amount of angle on it, really. So let's go in and let's... Oh, wrong one. Let's see if we can get a line going into there, like so. And that has gone in pretty well. I was expecting to say it was too much of a sharp turn. But there we are. Brilliant. So, keeping that in mind, that is on a different route. We could actually put a lane straight from here, straight into there, hopefully. Is that going to go onto that line, or is it going to be classed as a separate one? It's going to be classed as a separate one. Let's try that again. Like so. That worked. And all we need to do is we'll go onto here, we'll get ourselves a new cargo. And again, because
What
it
an
is going to be...
adventure. Kara Ben Nemzi Effendi is deeply indebted to you for your services.
We delivered our 10 food to that tribal camp. We're going to go with this one again. And this one we're going to be making sure that we can get silver. So again, we need the same one with the grain. And see how many we can actually pick up. Still on good with 3, 4. We'll take 1 off. And we've got all these to go and collect. So let's go with this new line. We're going to be going from here. Here. Now then, I've just thought of something there, guys. I have just thought of something, and it's not going to work. So let me just pause it, and I'll show you exactly where I went wrong. And this actually alerted me of that as well. This is actually a pedestrian public transport one. So what I need to do is I need to click on this. We need to put a cargo lane on here. Slight oversight on my behalf. Make sure we select the cargo platform. Like so. And then we may be able to get this line into this lane if we are lucky enough. And have we done it? We have done it. All we've got to do is, with that lane that we've just brought in, we'll put another track, go from there onto there. In fact, we can go straight. No, we can't. Like so. And we still get a train onto that lane. Now, we've just created a train there and it won't work because it doesn't know where the other line is. So we're going to go back onto here and we'll add this in. So that is north. This is Adana and it doesn't know what it's doing here. So we'll take this one off. Add station. Click cargo. And that is it now linked in. We're going to go back to north and we're going to go back to 100%. And again, put a short delay on there. And that should be it, guys. He shouldn't take too long to fill up. You can actually carry 64 and we only need 20. And as you can see there, we've got 19 off straight away. There we go. We've got our first 20. Probably the quickest delivery we're going to make in this entire mission. But we'll see what we do in a couple of moments after we've got this lot dropped off. So just to let you know there, guys, there was one little error that I made.
The silver mine is yielding enough to buy the branch line.
I just want to make you aware what I was in. Because we put the depot on here for cargo, I needed to put a depot building in there as well, so that any additional storage that we don't use will go in here. Otherwise, it would just be clogging up places and it'd have nowhere to go. But all I did is I clicked on the actual, configured it, and I put in a cargo building just in there, as you can see. Just so you're aware. Let's acquire the railway line. So let's come out of there. Scroll out.
The Sultan's civil servants are a nuisance. No matter how small the request, each time they expect a favour in return. For instance, for assuring that none of your merchandise disappears. The other nuisance are the Brits. They constantly snoop around near the oil drilling sites. You ought to sick a couple of savage desert tribes on them. That'll keep them busy. Whether Bedouin tribes or civil servants, they all have one thing in common. Put enough silver in their hands and they're very cooperative. All your wishes will come true.
Right, so now we've got this station now, guys. Now we've actually purchased it. We need to deliver 7 ore to the port, which is the one over in the back end here, and an additional 20 to this tribe. So what we'll do, if that is the case, we'll go ahead up here and we'll put in a little station.
Traces of an ancient civilization can be found in the desert. Word has it that fabulous treasures of untold value lie waiting there. Set off to recover them before others beat you to it.
Going to line it up there, and as you can see, it's working with that railway, that depot, which means it's also going to work up here for these. We've got a side mission, so let's jump into that and see what that's all about.
A British archaeologist has already set out to search for the ancient stone fragments from Carchemish. Beat her to it and find the city of ruins in the desert. The remnants of an ancient settlement. Maybe even the cradle of civilization. Who knows what kinds of valuable artifacts lie slumbering beneath this pile of rubble and ruins.
It's asking us to do a dig an artifact now. As helpers, guys, these digs are normally pretty quick. Let's just go straight in and do that.
Despite all the digging, no artifacts can be found. Maybe the British lady was faster in the end.
So, as I mentioned, we need to get silver to here and we need to get silver to there. This is a fairly straight one because that is the station up there. So let's see if we can actually get this track, this fast track. I'm going to go down the side of the road here. And then we'll go around. See, and again, I'm trying not to make massive tunnels or bridges because it's going to cost us a fortune. And that puts us onto there, but I'm thinking we could do with putting that onto there. Like so, which is all good. So that is set up. That's not a problem at all. And then we need to get silver up to here also. Now then, what I'm looking at, guys, is this is in a bit of a weird location. And what I'm looking at doing is possibly bringing this line down the side of here and then round into our current depot where everything is held. So I'm going to pause that there. And I really wish I'd have done that beforehand. So let's just let this train go through. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put another cargo onto this lane. Now, again, guys, I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. We'll see how it goes. We want a cargo platform just in there, like so. And now that he's turned off, let's just pause that because we're going to take this building out. And this could actually cripple me money at the end of the day. And then if we bring that down, let's say there and then around. Let's just see how that looks. just a raised bed. We've got traffic lights that put in there, signal lights. And that does actually go into there pretty well. So I'll have that. Right, we've got an error. Oh, we know what it is. It's because I've took that other line out. So if I go to here, this at the bottom here doesn't know where its second station is because we've just took it out. All we've got to do is this one. Like so. Still saying there's an error with it. It's maybe because I've selected the wrong one part there. So let's just go back in. It should work. There's no reason why it shouldn't. It might be because that is still in the process of being demolished. So we need to get 20 silver over to this port as well. Now we've actually got a station that a train that comes here to drop off iron already, which is this chap here. And he's got plenty on there. So what will actually happen is he'll deliver so much over here. So much will get delivered to our HQ, and the other can be picked up by him and taken it down to the port. So let's just put that on full speed. Hopefully once this disappears, so will this alert symbol. But we still need to get one more train up and running. Let's just get him on that. That's all it was. He was moving there. And there's no reason why that can't work. What I'll do is I'll put a couple of signal lights just up here. I don't really mess about with signal lights, but well on this occasion. And that'll get him to come through and he'll at least stop here. Ready to get into the station. We're just going to put another train on, guys. Just a small train. We'll go for this 50. The cargo again. And we're going to go for the silver. Go for 3. Get that. And we'll make a new lane. And this is going to be going from here to there. Nice simple one. I don't know what it's going to say. I know what that actual argument's going to be. It's because you can't actually reach the track. We'll get that sorted in a moment or so. So train. So silver to... We'll just put oil factory. That's where it's going. And we just need to fix that road so we can actually get a train onto this line. So all I'm going to do, guys, at this moment in time, I'm not going to be messing about putting extra lanes in. I will literally just do that for the time being. The train has got somewhere just to get across on that lane, because once it's on there, it's going to be staying on that line. And it should be that one going out. This is still saying it's got an issue, which I don't understand why. Because there it is. Right. Let's just have a quick look on the management of this train. What actually happened there, guys, is when I've been messing about with these tracks, I hadn't put the other one up there on. So this should get ready to start filling up with some sort of silver eventually. We'll be able to go back up to the port and deliver some silver. So what we'll do, guys, we'll leave that to run through for a bit. You don't want to just sit here watching little trains go up and down. And I should be back very shortly when hopefully we'll have this 40 silver delivered. So there we go, guys. One thing I did do is we've got our first lot delivered. We're just delivering out a second lot coming over now. We've got 11 on this particular train. Just to make you aware, there was one little thing I forgot to do. When I put these trains in, I didn't ask them to stick around for the 30 seconds and get full loads. You know when I do this bit here. So that's the only thing I've changed. Except for over here, I've also put in a depot. We've got the depot, sorry. I've put in a little drop-off system here so we can pick the oil up from here. Sorry, the silver up from here and drop off at this location. Other than that, that is the only things that I've done since we were last here. And This should be getting counted in very shortly. We should be getting some more additional metal coming over, silver coming over. And there we go, 24 off the bat, full load. And that would mean that this is up and running and this mission is now complete. Now, just guys, while we're waiting for that to go through, I do apologise if this feels like I'm rushing this, and I don't mean it to be that way at all. It's just I appreciate there's a lot to get through on this particular one. And the last thing you want to do is just watch trains go backwards and forwards without seeing the logistics side of things and how you plan things out. Not that I'm saying I'm planning things out correctly, but you'll obviously learn, hopefully, from my mistakes. And let's face it, I will have some. If you are enjoying the series, guys, and you like this type of game, or you like the city builders, and you are new to the channel, go and check out my playlist. We've also got a couple of city builders there as well, which one is called Ostriv, which is a 1700th century city builder, and there's another one that's recently come out called Patron. Very similar, different type of art style, and a lot more going with it as well. Both got different unique takes on things. And obviously, if you like your driving games or your simulators, we also have playlists for things like Euro Truck, Farming Simulator, and of course, SnowRunner. Right, we're only waiting for 5 more to come over, guys, and then this mission over and done with. I will leave a card at the top of the screen, guys, for the city builders, just so you can go and check them out. And there
now
we go.
Now that the civil servants and Brits are occupied, you could devote yourself to more important things. There are vast amounts of crude oil in the desert. This stuff makes it possible to drive an automobile, a new-fangled recent invention from a fellow German. But the fact is, the new rulers of the Ottoman Empire are pretty shady figures. So get moving and secure access to the oil fields. Then organize transport for the oil. The more machines, the quicker the pace. And that goes for completing the Baghdad Railway and for extracting crude oil. And the quicker the better. Things are slowly getting creepy.
Lovely. So we need to get 25 machines, which is from that far port over there, over to this oil well. So we need to get 25 to here. Then we need to get 50 to the base. Right, okay, to the base camp here. So if that is the case, because we haven't actually got a station here, and I don't really intend to put one in there either, what I'm actually going to do is we'll put a road depot over here, guys. So we'll go straight in. We'll put that straight in there. Let's just rotate that round like so, and we'll put a drop-off location up here like so, and then we'll get some cargo over there. Then we've already got a depot here, which is not that far from it. So we'll go to here and we'll buy possibly, how many we need? 50. So if we say 5, then we're not going too daft, and we'll put a new lane in. Say we're going from there to there, and we need to get the oil, these machine parts from here over to here. So if we just pause that for a quick moment, we've got this particular train, which I believe is not the one I want. This is the one I want. He's already going there and coming back. So if we were to go into this here and go to his loadout, we don't need these oil tankers just yet, so we're going to... Or do we? I don't think we do. We're going to take them off, just for the time being. And we need to make sure we've got these box carts on, which carry these machine parts. So let's get 3 of them on the back of there. Unless we can get 4 on, can we? We've got 4. So if we modify that train, it is then going to be bringing those machine parts over to this base, which is ideal. And then we've got this one, this train that we originally clicked on, is going over here. So we could do exactly the same there as well. Check this out. Will it actually work? We don't know, but we'll take 1, 2, 3. We'll take one of these off. So we've got 3 of them as well, and that will do exactly the same job. The only thing we've got to worry about now is I'm just going to put that back on full pace. Only thing we've got to worry about now, guys, is getting the silver parts up to here. Now, we could go down that route, but we could also bring a line across here, straight down, which I'm tempted to do, to be quite honest. Onto there, that would be ideal. Like so. And then what we'll do is we'll put like an overtake lane in here, so that we have actually got a way of getting around. Like so. We'll put a couple of signals in. I never get these signals right, guys, so do bear with me. We'll probably have to change these at some point. I've probably got them wrong. I guarantee I've probably got them wrong. And then we're going to get a train onto this line. So let's go to that one. We'll go straight onto here. We're going to go back into this. We'll get another one of these faster ones. And then we're going to go into cargo. And we need to get this as well. I'm only going to go with 4. I don't think we need more than that. And then we'll put a new line in. Which is going to be going from there. You know, when you look at something, you go, that's not right. It's because it's over here. That was lucky. To there. Port to oil factory. And that should hopefully get us up and running. As you can see, guys, the base camp has already received 6 so far of its possible 50. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. My only concern next is, guys, that we're going to possibly have to deliver oil. And the only place I've noticed needs oil is Canyo over the far distance there. And as I mentioned at the beginning, guys, we cannot build in between these hill sections because of these red lines. So it might have to be a road system. So if that is the case, it might be a matter of getting everything delivered to the depot, collected from here, brought over to there, and then from that station over to there. Now then, we're getting told we can't do something. And I bet you it's got something to do. Is it this one? Is that the train? No, it's not the train. Is that the train? Train 8. It is that one. So that just proves I've got these lights in the wrong place. And I knew I would. I always get them wrong. But let me just see if we can get this fixed. Somebody's be laughing at me when you're going, what on earth is he doing? So that is going. Let me just zoom in and see what I'm doing there. One there. And he should stop there and allow this one through. Let's make sure he knows where he's going. We say this port one. Yep, that's perfectly fine. Oh, however, we are here, so we need to make sure we get that on full again. That should be perfectly fine. There's no reason why that cannot go. It might just be a matter of telling it what track it should be on, because we've had that before. So let's go there. Configure. Just the wrong one. Manage game. Don't know why it's doing that again. I know we've got the 2 lanes here, but it shouldn't have that much of an impact, I wouldn't have thought, now that we've got the stuff on. So let's go into there. We'll do a similar thing again. Bring it straight over. So it's got a decent amount. Do not want a bridge. That should get them back up and running again, which he has done. I can't believe I actually got those lights right. But is he coming back with any machine parts? Is the question. Not as yet. And he's bringing back another 32 possibly. So I'm going to sit back, guys, let this play through, and we'll be back with you very shortly. Here we are, guys. We're almost at the end of this particular part of the mission. As you can see, we've got over halfway on our 50 to the base camp for the machines. And the same goes for over at the oil well. And I can confirm we've got from coming over from the oil mill. We've got a 21 coming over. That is that mission up and running and finished off. And we'll have a similar scenario happening over here at the moment as we're now getting some more delivered over to the base camp. As you can see there, they are increasing rather rapidly. It's only a matter of time now before we get our next mission and then see where it takes us. And this was definitely a better idea, putting that lane in there, because it meant we're getting the two delivered back to back.
The necessary machines have arrived. The Baghdad Railway can finally be completed.
Complete the line between Aregli and Adana. Yeah, but that's by road. No, it isn't, guys, because we've got rid of these red lines. We have got rid of them. Well, that is good. So that means we can put a station, a line from here to here. And that is probably going to be the best way to do it. Straight through there. There's not as much rock to go through. And we may end up having a bridge going over that ravine and here and then through here. So while we do that, let's just go over to this. I'm going to put another depot onto this one here. So let's go straight in with some tracks. In fact, if I put a platform in, then tracks, it might be better doing the platform first. I'm going to put a cargo one in there. It hasn't told me anything different. But I'm thinking ahead and I'm thinking oil. And then we can put the tracks in like so. And then if we come over here, I don't know if we've got a spare line actually on this track. That's actually a transport one, not a cargo one. Nothing stopped us from putting a line on here, although I'd rather we didn't have to. But I don't think we've got a way around it, to be quite honest. So let's go ahead and put another cargo one on here as well. Although saying that, let me just look at this a moment. Let me just pause that while I check this out. Because what I'm thinking is, if we have got to get oil from there, how would we do it? We've got a train going up there. We could get it collected. It could come down here, drop it off here, and we've got another train here that can collect it and drop it off here. So all we've got to do is worry about getting a train from here over to there. If that is the case, we may be able to build off the back of this if need be. We'd have to probably bring it out a bit and then round. Not ideal, to be honest, but it may work. So let me, first of all, let's get that train out the way. Let it get into the station. We'll pause that there. I'm going to go in, and we're going to go in with a lane there. I'm going to bring it up and then around. We go like so. Can we bring it up a little bit? We can. Don't know if that's going to work. And down a little bit there. Bridge there, as I expected. Straight through there, and another one there. And it actually works. So let's put that in.
Time to quickly pump out a few more tankfuls of oil and then get out of here.
We've got to deliver 40 crude oil to Conyo. So I was right. We do have to bring it over to here. We've got a line here, which we are currently using. So what we'll have to do is put another one on this. And if we can get a delivery straight the way through, even better. What I'll do, guys, while I'm messing about with that, let's start looking at the current stuff we've got going on over here. This one is delivering silver. Let's just manage that one. We could probably put a couple of them on the back of that. We can, but we can change this off, and we can change that to that. And that'll allow us to get a couple more of these. We need 40, and these carry a capacity of 9. So if we get 5, and we can do it as well. Modify that. That'll now start bringing 5 oil to here. And our train that we've got here do a similar thing. We'll take that off and that off because we don't need any of them at the moment. Take another one of them off. Put that on, and that way we'll get everything we need, because literally he said get your 40 containers over there and then get the hell out. So we're not bothered about everything else right now. All we're bothered about is getting that crude oil shifted. So we'll get the other 5, modify that. That'll bring them to here. And all we've got to do is
delight the Sultan with an exclusive Pullman car, so that he continues to view your project favourably. Naturally, the car's interior requires a special decor, tailored precisely to His Majesty's needs.
Lovely.
The Sultan prefers to rest on a purple divan couch. They say chances are good to find one in Aleppo.
Oh, lovely. So a purple divan, not a particular colour, honest, but a purple one. But in any case, what we're going to do then, guys, we're just getting a train over on this line. And as we know, that should be straightforward. People will be looking at these things. What an absolute mess that line is. But do you know what? It's working. And it's keeping the money down, hopefully. And as you can see, with a bit of red there, we've still got a bit of cash left over. We can get a train to there, pick up this oil straight through. So we'll leave that on full speed and let them continue to go and pick up the oil for us. In the meantime, we'll get this other depot over here built up. Or the platform, sorry. Click on there, configure. That in there. Make sure we get cargo platform. And hopefully this will work without any hiccups. And we've got straight through. We should be able to get that almost side by side with that one. Then straight through and around. That is going to overlap. I thought it might. Let me just see. Look as if it didn't actually connect to that. I didn't think it had. There we are. A straight line, straight the way through. Excuse me. So with that in mind, all I'm going to do now is go straight to here. By this train. With these cargo. Get these straight on. New line. Maybe this one. Delivered right the way over. And then we're going to do is that the same. Go to there. Go to full. We'll put 50 seconds just to be on the safe side on that one, because there's quite a few bits to pick up. And let's see if that actually works. Because I'm not too sure if it will. Now, bear in mind, we're sharing that lane with this train. As soon as that one goes out, this one should come in. And then after that, it's only got to do the one delivery and it's up and running. And from what I can see, we've got a couple of deliveries on the platforms there already. Not the ones we need, as it happens. And don't forget, guys, if you actually enjoyed what you've seen so far, and I appreciate it's been a bit of a mix-up because it's a lot bigger than I thought this particular mission, I do appreciate the thumbs up. It does help a lot. And obviously, you can catch me on my social media. If you want to know all the relevant links will be down below in the description. Want to check them out as well. And we'll wait a little longer to see. Oh, our train's already gone for a wander. There he goes. This train is not stopping at this platform. Please step away from the edge. amazing how much detail they have put in this game, I must say. And how on earth is that cactus still stood there? There you go, my lady. So that was our first little journey right the way through there. Let's see how we're doing over here. So when he gets back, what we've got. Don't see anything on here, to be quite honest, but that doesn't mean anything. We know he's just dropped some off, so let's give it a couple of minutes, guys, and we'll do a quick whoosh for the video, and we'll come back to find hopefully our deliveries getting taken to the correct place. So here we are, guys. We're on our final leg of this mission. We need to transport 40 crude oil, as you know, and we're currently on 38. We've just literally picked up our last two, and as you can see, I've dramatically shortened down this trailer. This took a lot longer than expected to take, and that was partly to do with the fact that we didn't have enough of the machine parts coming over to the actual oil refinery, which was then converted into, or at least helped made to make the oil, as you see here, machine parts into crude oil in there. So we weren't having enough machine parts, which took us a lot longer to make the crude oil. So as we've been going around, I'll just be keeping an eye on things. The only downside is doing this, I've established that if I ever had to do this again, I would probably use less road vehicles over on this side anyway, and maybe put a couple more stations in so that these are all linked in more of a loop rather than anything else, and therefore would keep an eye on our profit margins. Let's just see how we're getting on here, and I think he's always on the way over there. There he is, delivering our last load. Let's take our last journey with him through the hills to finish off this part of the mission. And from what I can gather, it was a matter of get these 40 delivered and then get the hell out of here, because everything was turning a bit creepy. But this could well be the last mission. Let's see from another angle there. That hurt your eyes because it definitely got mine. Right, I'm going to escape out of there. So we're back into normal mode. That should be our last two getting dropped off.
The engineering marvel has been completed. But you're so homesick it hurts. See to it that you hurry back to Germany.
And there we go, guys. That is Mission 6 completed and Chapter 1 completed. So I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. I must say, this mission was probably the longest. You had to do a lot more thinking on this. And like I say, if we had to do it again, I would definitely do things a little bit different so that we actually end up with a profit, because we ended up in a lot of debt there. And it got to the point where if that had been our normal build rather than an actual tutorial, a lot of our vehicles were getting to the point where they were coming end of life because we're in poor state. But I knew that was going to be like very close to the end, so I didn't bother going in and getting any repairs done. On that note, guys, I'll leave it there. All I'll say is stay safe. Hope to see you on the next stream or the next video. And by all means, like the videos if you enjoyed it. And like I say, I will put the cards in the top of the screen for the other playlist. But on that note, guys, take care, and I shall see you in the next one. Ciao for now.